Alright, let's get the show on the road. Scene, there we go. How's everybody doing tonight? Or in the morning? For me, it is 1:40 in the morning. Just got out of work maybe 2 hours ago, something like that. So, I got tomorrow off, so I am more than willing to spend some time on the game. One raid I've been wanting to do for a little bit now, because I haven't in a while. Obviously, Love and War, I did that yesterday. It had been a little bit since I did it. I basically had to get on a hero character, queue up on them, and then invite this character in, so that I could actually do it since the villain side is broken on it. I want to do Fortress of Solitude, the third one. I haven't done that one in a while. Matrix, Sunstone Matrix. I knew it was pretty hard after the clamp, because it just everything is like a damage sponge in there. But we're gonna try it out. Abraham says, is the new Hope Chroma hard to get? Certain collections for it are pretty hard to get. They come from the solo, so they take some real dedication to get them, because they've got a low drop rate, and you know, only people that can get them are people that run the solo and just get lucky. So you got to have, and I feel like not a lot of people run the solo, or at least maybe that's just my opinion, what I think may happen. But I don't see a lot of people running the solo consistently. So so you're, you know, so now people are trying to run it, but usually before that you didn't. So I think you may have a drop off in how many people are actually going to keep running the solo. You know, they're running it for now, but how many are going to keep running it is the case. You want as many people as you can to run it, so that it betters your chances, because if more people run it, more people are putting it up on the broker, it'll drive down the price, and the better for you, right? Shosa says, I'm doing good. It's something AM for me. I can't see, because I got the little they said it's 12:41. Okay, all right. I had to lift up the button. 12:41 AM for me. So you're, ooh, I want to see here. So you're like middle of the United States. It says, okay, the one Supergirl turning to a Red Lantern, Reg or Elite. I think it drops in either of them. I don't know if it drops in the event, but I know Reg and Elite have, you know, basically they'll both drop it. I don't know if Elite has a better drop rate, to be honest. So I couldn't tell you on that. I wish I did. Magma Vortex? I want to say that was from one of the patrols, but I could be wrong. I think it was from the 4th patrol from last year for Harley Quinn and Apocalypse. Yeah, there you go. Central time zone. That's what I was looking for. I wasn't using the right term. I'm blanking out here. Yeah, Central time. Cause you're an hour behind me and I'm Eastern time. Yeah, it was from the Harley Quinn. Because I remember it was for it was meant to be it was supposed to be inspired. I gotta turn my volume down for my whatever, so I'm sorry if I'm talking a little loud. My audio is just blasting. I should have turned it down before I started. But I think it was based on Brimstone, and that's why we got it as a patrol reward. Alright. I think now I can turn my audio down. There we go. So much better. I had this turned up. There we go. So I got the orb from the Harley Quinn patrol last year. Yeah, I think you're more in Central Time Zone. Yeah. Alright. But yeah, so Magma Vortex is really OP. It's good for like tanks. That increased healing is insane. The defense you get from it, the healing you get from it, it's overall really good. The damage is really solid. You can't go wrong with that. Subjugator Orbital, I used to use that, but I just use a new one because it's Red Lantern. I like the aesthetics of it, and it does do more damage if they're over a certain health threshold. It's better for bosses than it is for ads, to be honest. If ads are spread out, you're losing a lot of damage. And Subjugator's like better in terms of like ads. So 6 minutes. Almost 7 minutes. That's not bad. 6:53, that's not terrible for a raid. Prowling Lion. I wonder how much that goes for. Glossy Piano. And then I just go for the base items, because you get lucky with some of them. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and do the new Genesis Now raid. That one could be tricky, but I would like to think I got the hang of it. Because she can like one-shot you if you're not careful. So you just have to take it slow. That first boss, she is like insanely OP. She's got that one spin skull attack that can one-shot you if you're not paying attention. And then she has the one where she has like the beam that can also one-shot you if you're not careful. So you definitely want to burn her down, but you want to put the devices down quick as well. And if you have to burn ads down before putting down the next device, because if you get it wrong, obviously, you know, you're going to have ads that are going to come out. Let me see. I can look on my event menu. Reclaim. Well, it's not. Chapter. Oh, no. Magma Vortex was from Outsiders Ops 2025. There you go. Huh. That's weird. I would have never figured it would come from there. There you go. Outsiders Ops. So last year's Outsiders Ops had it. So I was wrong on that. So it came from Outsiders. That's her one shot. Try that. Nope. Didn't work there. Let's try this. Didn't work there. Let's try that. Alright. She's doing that. Any more device? Oh, there we go. Here's one right here. Oh, there it is. Ah, god damn it. I know I should have just dropped a device. See, that's a one shot she does. That's another one she does if you don't lunge her. It takes a lot of your health. The thing that sucks is it like puts you in a stun, so you have to recover quickly. The second she gets a skull, I need to lunge it. There it is. So you always have to be on. You always have to be on her. Just clear some of these ads out. This is almost impossible to do, and then we just got way stronger. Well, that was close. Good thing I lunged that. I mean, this was tough for a group back in the day. I think she's fully, I think you can fully damage her now. Because if you don't put the devices down, you can't fully damage her. That's what the whole thing with this is, that you have to contend with her doing all that stuff as you're trying to pick up the devices and get the ads. That was kind of a nightmare before, but it's at least like doable. You may have to take a try or two, but it's doable at least. And of course we're gonna pick up the weapon. You always gotta pick up the weapon. That's the best part about these Necropolis raids. Alright, got shield. Now you got big buff. Guy says, I want to switch power, I just don't know what to do. What are you used to running? Are you like, the one thing I wouldn't recommend is somebody who's like maybe like let's say, just for argument's sake, let's just say that like you're a controller player. I probably wouldn't recommend you to like change to like a tank power if you're not used to being like a tank. I mean, like if you want to learn, that's fine and all, but if you're looking for something that you're comfortable with like right off the bat, I wouldn't recommend like a tank power or something that's kind of like out of the realm of what you're used to. So I would, like I would try to go to a power that you're used to, something that's like kind of close to what you're used to running. So like if you're a tank power, then, like of course, like maybe you can think of like going another tank power instead. I mean, there's nothing wrong with going to something that's totally different, but, there is going to be a learning curve that you'll kind of have to undertake, and, things take time. That's what I would say. Guys, is that I've been a power since beta. Very nice. You don't see many beta players. I haven't been around since beta. I've been around since 2013. But I have two friends that I know of that were here around since beta. They even have the old emblem, and I thought that was so cool. I mean, there's definitely videos I'll watch of the beta. The different, stuff like that, or the alphas, because I'm so curious to see how the game used to look and how different it was. The UIs were different. A lot of the styles, to me, there were some styles that were available during beta that just are not available in the game at this point. So that's kind of like, the ancient DCUO that I never got to experience. It's over. Let's get our loop. Third world. I bought a bunch of those fourth world base items off the broker recently because I thought they were so cool, and it looks like they're dropping at least a little bit more. So I'm actually able to own some of those. Okay. Guy says, I don't remember most of it. I was young. Yeah, a lot of people were young. Quite a few people were young, and now they're just like, oh man, they're still in the game, and they're just like, dear God, that was so long ago. I mean, I remember when it was 2013, and it was, I think, the DLC that came out at that time was Origin Crisis? Not Origin Crisis. Let me find the... Or maybe it was. Yeah, it was Origin Crisis. Because I remember the sub-avatars. That's the one that came around to the game. May of 2013. Yeah, so it was the sub-avatars. And I thought that was so cool. Where are the devices? This is, believe it or not, this is for me, this is one of the hardest parts. Because it's just finding a needle in a haystack. Luckily, if you walk close to them enough, usually they'll pop up. Okay, here it is. There it is. Let me go this way, get these other two. Oh, this is with all the ads. Okay, that makes sense. Just get in the thick of it. Just need the ancient capacitor, then we're good to go. This should be in the tunnel area. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, I love 2016, 2017, 2015. I didn't, well, 2015, I didn't really get into survival mode too much. I was just kind of getting my bearings. And then 2016, 2017, I really got into the survival modes. I kind of wish I was a little more knowledgeable at 2015, so I could have definitely taken advantage of more of these survival modes at that time. But I was still a noob at that point. Guys, it's 2016, no gender swap token, still shaking my head. Well, to be perfectly honest, they've tried to change so many things in this game. And I hate to say it, a lot of the time when they try to do that, there are a lot of unintended consequences. And there end up being a lot of game-breaking bugs. So it's on paper, it's nice to say, hey, it'd be great to have this, this, and this. But then once you start to dig into that spaghetti code, and the limitations of Unreal 3, I just don't think it would be worth the trouble. I mean, because like League banks right now are broken, and it was, they just did a simple update and adding the things to the vendor and trying to do some background stuff, and lo and behold, some instances don't work. League banks are broken, so I don't know. Part of me thinks like, maybe we should ask ourselves, we can do it, but should we do it? I don't think it's a big enough thing to maybe jeopardize things that we may not see coming in terms of like unintended changes or unintended consequences of it breaking something else. I mean, it's one of those things where, yeah, it would be nice, but I don't know if it would mess with anything, because it would have to mess with the style menu, the style database for your character. Obviously, you would have to remove things that are not gender specific, like remove things that are gender specific and then replace them with the ones that are, or it may outright not even at all. It may not at all. Replace the ones that you had, let's say you had say for example you had like the shielded robot set, right? And then you had the male version. what if when you change over you lose you lose the female version because your character was female and it switched over to male, but they didn't give you the male version as well, like it doesn't change over? Because I know there's like when it comes to like style unlocking, you don't like it, I can't unlock the shielded like robot version of like the female, even though I have all the versions for the male. Like they're completely different styles, I'm guessing, as IDs in the background. Like they're counted as completely different styles, even though it's literally the same style name. It's just a different gender version. So I think it considers it as a totally different style, because otherwise, if it didn't, it would allow me to style unlock it. So that tells me in the background, it's not considered the same style. Even for us players, the naming is the same. Let's skip some of my ads out here. Yeah, this room used to kill so many people so quickly, because so many people would be jumping up and they'd get tossed by the orbs that are flying above head. So many people get destroyed by that. You get knocked off the ledge and then you die in the radiation down below. The best advice for this is if you're in a group and you're running it, best thing to do is just to be in the middle. So that even if it does like shove you along, you know, you're somewhat in the middle. You have some, you still have some room to move. You know, room to catch yourself. Chosen says, to be honest, my character doesn't know who Rain is, even though she was created by the House of L. I think she was a newer character in the comics. Maybe a few years back they put her in. A guy says, I'm tired of Rage, wanna switch, LOL. What's a good thing in place of Rage? I mean, I really like Rage, that's why I stay it. Maybe you'd like Earth instead? Earth with some of the fire powers from the augment. Maybe you'd like that instead. Just jackhammer like crazy. And have that fire augment to give you heals over time. You could probably do that. But just Rage is too hard. Rage is too hard to beat. Rage is just really OP. It's fun. For me at least. The draw, the pool, the draw that gets me into loving Rage was, you know, before I started the game, and even as I was playing the game, I was a big Lantern fan. So the whole Lantern mythos and all that, I'm a big fan of that. And so for me, it was a dream come true to see that this game had Lantern powers. You could literally have your own ring, make your own constructs, be a Lantern character. For me, that was like a dream come true, and I was Hardlight for the longest time, for a couple years when I first started the game. And then when they said, hey, Rage is coming out, Red Lantern Rage is coming out, like I was like, oh my gosh, this is so amazing. And I was so excited that I was like, oh, it's going to be a tank power? I'm going to go tank power so I could see how it is, you know, see how, you know, whatever. And I went fire for like a few months. Didn't really learn it that well. You know, didn't really learn it. Just kind of like the basics. So I'm guessing I was terrible. I don't know. At that point, you know, like I wasn't Rage, and you know, and this was before. I think this was like 2014-ish, maybe 2015, when Rage came out. So I was still kind of getting to know the ropes of the game. You know, this was before all the survival modes, and then I was tanking, and I tanked the first, I think the second year survival mode. A little bit of the first year, but then the second year survival mode, I was tinkering with Rage. And then I went Ice for Fortress of Solitude, because back in the day, you could just like Turtle Tank. And Ice was so OP for that. Ice was great. So I definitely, and this was during like the AMs. Rage just had terrible damage when it came to just overall damage. It was just not great during AMs, the advanced mechanic days. So I did go Ice for a while. Tried a little bit of Earth as well, but I was really good with Ice. Really enjoyed that. Did pretty good with Earth. And then when Fellowship of the Arcane came out, I was Atomic. And I thought that was great. It's very hard on your hands. A lot of work, but it was a lot of fun. And I think it was new at that time. That's why everybody was going Atomic. Just to, have fun with it. I just love the automatic pulls and how quickly, like, at the last boss, with the Mordrew, I was just swiping ads from him. Like, how you have the different, like Clarions people, they'll try to walk up to him. I was just using my atomic automatic pull and just zip, like they were right up there and he was about to absorb and I go zip, take him right away from him. It was hilarious. It was a lot of fun. Guy says I was Earth coming back from my 5-year hiatus. Yeah, Earth is still really good. Ice is like not the greatest tank now, but definitely it's improved since the fire augment, because you can actually have your own like healing over time now, so that's really good. And then you have like a 35% shield, so that definitely helps you out. Blackest Night, no, that's Blackest Day. Blackest Night. Prison Break, that takes multiple people to do that. We'll do Labyrinth of Lost Souls. We'll do that. Chosen says, I mean, my character uses Earth as her power set along the fire augment. I mean, that's not bad. Yeah. I don't... are they... Uses Earth. Okay, uses Earth as her power set. I totally didn't see Earth part. Uses her character's Earth as her power set along with the fire augment. I think for just Kryptonians in general, Earth is a pretty good power set for that. I know for... in the game, like when you make a character like a Kryptonian character, like Superman character, like they immediately immediately go ahead and like the preset is like ice, and I was like, what? I was like, what's with this ice? No, I don't want that. Oh yeah, just one shots all of them. Awesome. Look at that automatic healing. So beautiful. There we go, finishes them off. Trick is to... Ah, that worked out pretty good. Yeah. Alright, that should be the end of that. Man, they didn't have much health. Oh, the fire room. Gotta fill up the barrel. Oh, jeez. They destroyed it. That's so ironic. Somebody carrying a barrel to fill it with water, and they got a fire shield on. Oh, jeez. I didn't remember... I literally don't remember them being this much of a problem when it comes to taking out the water barrels. We'll do that one. No, goes right here. Man, I saw that guy just make a beeline for the barrel. He just went immediately for that. I need to get that barrel ASAP or they're gonna break it again. Alright. Yeah, that's annoying. That's almost as annoying as the rock room, where you have to like freeze them, like use a Medusa like plaque on the wall and make them into rocks and then plug the gas. Red Knight says, Red Knight says, I remember playing the Labyrinth just to get the collection for the gloves for Ares. He says, so iconic. Are you excited for the Argus Strike Force event team? I'm more excited for the community to be able to get this sort of stuff because you cannot believe how many times I've heard people like, hey, when can I get this, or can I get this anymore? And the worst thing possible is to say, well, no, not right now, and plenty of people got angry about that, and I don't blame them. So I'm more excited for the community. But to be perfectly honest, me personally, I'm not like super excited for like myself because I don't need any of the rewards from that. Like I've already got all that stuff, so I'm not going to benefit from it. But I think in general, I think it's going to benefit the community, and I think people are going to be a lot happier to be able to get some of the stuff that they missed. And for me, that's a win. Like I'm more excited for that, to be honest. But me, I mean, usually I'll buy the stuff straight out, so I always have it. But I usually buy it straight out so that I can like showcase. So I can showcase like what it does, like the first day or second day, or something like that most of the time. So that's why I usually have all the stuff, because I usually want to kind of show things off. Maybe help people decide whether they want to buy it out first day or if they can wait. Most of the time, even if the item's good, most of the time I just I recommend people to go ahead and just do it for free. I think that's just better. You know, why pay for it if you can get it for free? And I feel like you tend to appreciate the item more when you just you spend the time and you know that you got it for free. You know, I feel like there's nothing better than being like, you know, I didn't pay a thing for this. I got this for free. So that's how I kind of see it. And this event will allow people to go ahead and do that. I mean, will this help people get everything? I don't know about everything, maybe over time, right? At least in my mind, it'll help people get the stuff that the stuff that definitely helps you out the most. Like, I definitely see Constantine being a big one. I see the Blue Lantern Ring as a big one. The Water Augment is a big one. So it'll definitely allow people to get those. Oh, that's gonna one-shot me if I don't get out of there. Oh, she disappeared. Wow, okay. There we go. So Red Knight says, this year we get like 3 power augments in 1 year. Wow, so much grinding to do. I still haven't leveled my fire and water to full level yet. To be perfectly honest... Oh, am I missing? I'm missing one of the... I need to do another room. To be perfectly honest, you don't have to level up every augment. There's augments that are not going to really benefit your power. And then there's some that are going to greatly benefit your power. You don't have to level all of them up. And to be honest, 200k for an augment isn't bad. It definitely starts to pile up if you're trying to do it on like multiple characters. But you don't have to level up every augment. Like, to be honest, like if you're fire, there's no need for you to level up the fire augment. If you're water, there's no reason for you to level up the water augment. So there's obviously ones you can, like, you know, you can sit out on that you don't need to do. So you don't have to level up everything. I level up everything just because I want the option, and I have like spare nth metal laying around. Because I don't rank everything up on my other characters, to be honest. Maybe I'll rank up more augments with like the alt kicks, but I'm going to be very choosy about which ones I level up. So that should open up the gate. Alright, let me zip back to here and see if this will allow me to... No, this is a fire room. Let me keep going this way. There we go. Does this allow me to open it? No. So I have one more room I gotta do. I might as well get the collections. Red Knight says, now for the real question, what augment... But now for real question, what augment need to use in the slot? What do you mean exactly? Like you're asking what augments should you be using? I could tell you which ones are good for what, but I think it's really up to you to decide what you want to carry in your augment slot. I mean, right now, I think it's because we only have so many that people have slotted in just about every augment and leveled every augment that has come around. But I don't think that necessarily means, hey, you need to level up every single one. Every single one has to be leveled up, and there's a certain meta of how whatever ones you got to put in. But I do see the White Lantern one kind of being on its way out, especially with the new one that's coming out. Because I think there's one ability with the new one that I think people that I think will be pretty popular. But other than that, I don't know. I don't think anything's set in stone right now. Wow, that was weird. I remember in so many pug runs, we'd have people trying to kill these guys as we're trying to turn them into stones. And we'd be like, stop killing the ads. We're trying to turn them into the stones. And they'd still try to just one-shot and kill all the ads. I do think the Blue Lantern's going to be good for a while, just because of the supercharged generator on it and the might buffs that healers can give their group. I still think that's going to be pretty significant, to be honest. Oh, let me go backwards. Because I think, let me see if the gate will allow us to, oh, let's just keep going this way then. Okay, there you go. It finally lets us turn the cog. Alright, here we go. I know I know that if you do the feat in here and you kill all the ads that are in the side rooms, they come out gradually, but I think my burn is too good for this boss. So it's going to be very hard for me to do that. But if you do it successfully, I believe you get that treasure chest that's in the gate. Yeah, I'm gonna level up the Lobo augment. I'll showcase it tomorrow. Once we come off of downtime, I'll showcase it. I'll level it up on this character because like you gotta understand, I'm on the test server. So I can test these things before they go live. So I can, I'm kind of looking at builds and things and what it may be good for. I mean, I can't really talk about much about that sort of stuff, even though I'd like to, but, you know, I gotta keep this stuff, you know, I can't be talk about it until it goes live, and then when it does, then we can take a look at it. Ah, come on. It's that Slade, that Shade Punisher that got me. I didn't see her standing there. Well, that is so annoying. Because I had, like, look how low I had him. I did not, I did not see her there. That is so annoying. Here, I'm gonna take him out right here. Yeah, if you're not careful and you don't see the green AoE on the ground for the Slade Punisher, basically they just throw all your damage back on you. So I knew I was going to die because, like, with me doing all my aquatic arsenal, that's just me throwing all my damage back at myself. Like, that's basically a one-shot. See, I can get him down in no time. He's getting buffed by them right now. Okay, he lost his buff. Here, let me stop them from coming over. Constantine, do your job. Look at that, beautiful. Look at that. Just ripped right through him. Yeah. What are we gonna do? There we go. We'll do that. I always like to put the statue together. There you go. Nice. Good as new. Let me grab this collection. You never know. They may be worth something. Alright. Majin Hyper says, is it going to be a buyout for the Argus Strike event items? So here's the thing. I think you have to do 8 weeks of like events. And then at the end of the 8th week, you can choose whichever of the one. You could choose one of any of the event rewards. That's how I understand it. I could be wrong, but I think that's how I understand how the system works. If you really want to kind of know how the system works better, I would take a look at the live stream that DCUO had on Twitch. They had it about a week ago. So I would, like a week and a half ago, I would check that out. You're going to get a lot more information there than you will here. Because I wasn't, like, I was glad that people were having that option to be able to get those things. But I wasn't really invested in, like, the information side of it just because it didn't really pertain to me as a player. Like, I already have all the items. I don't need to, you know, like, farm to get those items. So it didn't pertain to me, so I didn't really soak in a lot of that information. But they did go through it on the DCUO Twitch live stream that they did a week and a half ago. So I would check that out. I know they have the replay on Twitch, so I would take a look there. Because I'm not at all going to do it justice. The Palm Shell Paradox. It's been a little bit since I've done that. Let's do Olympus. But I do think that they will have buyouts. Yeah, I think each week will have buyouts, but I'm not 100%. I didn't know if they said that they were going to have buyouts for those weeks or just for the last week. So yet again, that's something I would probably look up on that stream. Ooh, let me grab that. Man, this gold statue got some health. Chosen says, I'm mainly hyped for the first event reward being included in the Argus Strike event, to be honest. For the first event reward. What was the first event reward? Are you talking about a Spore Pod? I think that's I think that maybe was the first one. Is that what you're talking about? Yeah, Spore Pod's a really strong ability. We just get all these guys together. Come on, guys. Come all over here. Yep, that's right. Pile up all over here. Ah, Razor. Chef's kiss. What's your buddy doing over there? There we go. All right. Let's skip this. Oh, maybe you're talking about like the Kasnia? Or was it the henchman? Maybe it's the henchman. Look at her health drop. It's Bo says, is this the only game you play, or do you play other games? this is the only like PC game I play. I do play some like mobile games, but that's about it. I don't play anything. I don't know. I don't play anything mainstream in terms of you know, like I don't play anything that's like other PC games. I mean, it's probably something I'll look at in the future, you know. But I got like other things going on, so and DC does take quite a bit of my time, amongst other things. So I don't like. I'm one of those people. It's like if I commit, I like to at least commit quite a bit of time, and if I don't have that time, then I'm not going to commit to something. I'm one of those all or nothing people. I mean, content creation keeps me busy, that's for sure. So if I'm not on the game, I'm probably making a video, or I'm about to go live, or making a short, or something of that case, right? Or I'm doing something around the house, or I'm working, or, I'm seeing some friends. Chosen says it was a Casnia cache. Yeah. Or cache. Yeah. That had the face style and the that had the face style and the beanie. The beanie hat. It was the Casnian Vigilante styles. Down for the count. Alright, now for this boss, I don't have to touch that cog because I'm so strong now on this character that that I can take her fully buffed. Like, I don't have to turn the cog on anything. So I can take her full strength, her full defense, all that. It's just a testament to how strong this build is. There you go, she's fully magnified, or her defense is fully magnified. Look at that. Fully magnified didn't mean a thing. Let's get our elixir, which we're probably not going to use. Inventory is full. Yeah, I think that's a fair assumption. I'm just going to use the stuff I don't think I'm going to be able to sell. Or that's not going to sell well. Don't need that. Alright, we'll run with that. Chosen says, how much of the might of Krypton gear set do I need to reach 517? To be honest, I don't know for sure. Because I was shooting for 524. I know there's like a CR calculator that you could use online for DCUO that could help you calculate that. You can just look up CR calculator on Google and you can find it. I love that pushback from Constantine. That's great. Skip that. Alright. When this came out, this was so fun. I was trying to see how long I could go without without cleansing the electricity. Elite was fun, but man, that bird was something else. If you didn't know what you were doing with that bird, you definitely, the group definitely suffered because of that. You had to be able to kite the bird and in the eagle, like in the hawk or eagle form that you take, so that you could get them away from the group and stop them from skydiving on the group. They do like a swoop attack. That would be like a one-shot. That devastation thing used to be a big thing too. Like everybody had to have that soda. Otherwise, you definitely felt that. Now we have so many things that can either override or help you negate it. Yeah, 17 minutes. It's not terrible. Definitely took time on that Hecate. If I could turn the cogs, I'd probably knock off like 4 minutes. But, you know, it was a little bit of a challenge there. I wanted to have her increase strength, increase defense, all that. Get her at her strongest. Alright, I think we're done here. Let's get out of this instance. Moose says, how much SP do you have? Let's take a look. Stat points. I have 1,028 skill points. There you go. Let's see. We could do some Prime Battleground. No, we won't do that. We'll do Gates of Tartarus. Because I did Prime Battleground last time. Let's do Gates of Tartarus. Yeah, I know, right? Holy cow, right? Yeah. Over 1,000 SP now. Like, way over that now. Or 28 skill points over that. Yeah. That was the big milestone, 1,000. You know, like, oh, I have 1,100 skill points. Just doesn't have the same ring. You know, 1,000 was the big one. Brainiac Reaver's going down. Oh, yeah, that basically almost one-shot him. I can't pick that rock up. Yeah, he doesn't have much health at all. I always liked these statues. I thought they were cool. Back in the day, I was like, man, we need like metallic armor. We need like a, we need like a metallic set like that. Now we just have a metallic material. We can do this if we want. Yeah, super cool. Really like that. I remember this guy, she used to be so tough back in the day. The whole thing about like not letting the colossal defenders die. There's a special item that drops in here. It's the... I don't think I have it in my inventory. I know I have it in my bank. It's called the Broken Circlet. But basically, it allowed you to choose the. It allowed you to choose either of these. It allowed you to choose either the Dark Witch crown, which we thought it was going to be Circe's crown. It wasn't. It's like a pointed little. It's just a very simple pointed little crown thing there. And then, let me take the hair off. See, it was pointed, so Dark Witch, it would let you choose that. You'd have to go to talk to Circe or Wonder Woman when you got it. It was like a mini quest. Ah, crap. I shouldn't have been standing in front of the ads. Well, anyway, the special item, it would be... So you have to go to Wonder Woman or Circe, and you could get the Dark Witch, or you could get the Valiant... Where is it? Valiant Warrior, which was Wonder Woman's first like crown in the game. And that was an old item, and people loved to get that, and that was kind of like the cool item, the special item to get. Maybe I'll do the mission. Maybe I'll do the mission to show you guys if I get it on this run. Because I want to have at least one for my bank as like a trophy. Oh, there's an easier way to do this. You just run past all these guys. I totally forgot that. Roll away if you have to, because they do slow you down. And then you just take this guy out. He's the one that really matters. All the other ones will disappear if you kill him. Everybody would just run past all the ads, and they just take this guy out. Look at them. They all disappear. You don't have to take all the other ones out. This could be, I think one of these guys in the middle, I think. The one that salutes him will be the one that starts. Oh no, wait, I need to talk to Circe first. Okay, here we go. There you go. That's the one I'm going to be fighting right now. I don't think he has that much health. Nah, he doesn't. Nope. And then another one is going to start. He'll also do the... There you go. The salute. Oh, Razor got it just in time. So that circlet drop, I believe that drops from Circe and Wonder Woman. So if it's the... Okay, so if it's the villain version, it'll be Wonder Woman and this next boss behind this boss, like in the hallway before you get to the last boss. You'll fight Wonder Woman, but if you're, of course, a villain, I mean a hero, then you'll fight Circe. This guy has a one-shot mechanic, I think. I forget what it looks like. I think it's the energy balls. One of them does like a lot of damage. I'm not going to stick around to find out. I'm going to finish them. There we go. And then we have Circe Betray, Wonder Woman, yada yada. Oh, Rhino's Belt. This is where the Rhino's Belt comes from if you're ever looking for the style. Let me clear some of this. Minor case files, remove that. And we're going to get rid of that. Let's skip past that. Yes, I am. Nappy says, boy, are you still up? I sure am. Yep. I think today I've been up since, I want to say 9 o'clock. I had a later shift today. So 9 till whatever this is, right? 3 o'clock. I tell people I'm crazy. I'm like, I'm a night owl. I'm a vampire. Hey, just because I'm not streaming doesn't mean I'm not up. Remember, machines don't need to sleep. These were such a pain back in the day, those microbots, because they would stun you. Well, one of them would. I don't think these ones do. I think I lucked out. Here we go. Wonder Woman. We got to fight her. Alright. Let's go. Alright, I'm coming. There we go. Let's see if we get it or not. Alright, let's see if we got lucky. We did not get it. Ah, so sad. So sad. Alright, let's talk to Circe. Now this boss can really mess you up. He's got an enrage. So if you run this long enough and you don't kill him, he will enrage and start doing just massive amounts of damage. And his bird form just does, I think it's his bird form, does a lot of damage. Like even when there was no stack clamping, like that enrage would still hurt like insane. There we go. We'll do Dynasty Drum. We'll see if we can sell that. 13 minutes, not bad. Not bad. Count 12 says, want to run some duos. I don't know. I wanna solo some content here. Yeah. I don't want to, like, I don't know. I don't want to inconvenience anyone or you know, that sort of a thing. Or I don't know. I'm just looking for more just something chill where I'm just soloing stuff solo. I don't know. I guess you could say that's the introvert in me. I mean, I don't mind doing duos here and there, but at the same time, I don't want to feel like you know, I don't want to feel like that I go into a duo and then you know, oh, you know, if you want to do another one, or I just want to make sure that you know that you're having fun in the duo, but at the same time, I'm like, okay, how many are we gonna do? You know, I don't want to turn that into a whole thing. I don't know. My social awkwardness right there, I guess. Uh, all right, I got booster gold. He actually hits pretty hard. I'm like, man, if only he fought this seriously, just in general. Drop that. Lilith says, when this raid, when I tried to make it a booster boss, I'd get close but lose. That was before Razor, though. Yeah, I was doing this with I was doing this before Razor, but I was using the rats. I was using a flute. Yeah, booster gold hits like pretty hard in this. I was actually surprised. Like all the other ones like pale in comparison. Cause I was basically getting this feat solo. Cause I needed like the checklist. Boosters down for the count. And then we got this guy. I'm surprised this thing didn't make it out sooner. He's an old softy though. He doesn't hit that hard, this guy. This is probably the weakest sub-avatar. I think the hardest hitting one is the meta. Just because he has his tendrils. He plugs them into the ground, they just do a lot of damage. This one not as much. Well, yeah, that was yeah, that's right. We did a duo on that. That's not what I'm referring to though, but that was a good run. But I did do this privately to get the demolitioner feats and the checklist that I didn't have. But we did kind of come in here for shits and giggles to see if we could do the raid. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Yeah, we need to do more challenges like that. There's plenty of times where we'll be doing wild stuff in like these different runs. And then it's like only after the fact where we're like, man, there should have been a video. We'll do this. Yeah, my inventory is just destroyed. What can I toss? I'm just gonna toss that, toss that, toss that, toss that. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to clean up my inventory once I get done with all this. Tiny Little says, I know it's too much work. I wish they did solo Elite Plus. Trust me, you and me both. I would enjoy that. You know what I'd love? Like a solo survival mode. That's what I'd like. Solo survival mode. Look how that almost took like all my health, and I was on the right side too. There we go. Yeah, she does a lot of just kind of just BS mechanics that definitely just take up your time. There we go. Unseen Salvage says, do you think Mr. Freeze does more damage than Starfire for your ally? I think Mr. Freeze does because he has. So the thing that I'm using, give me a second here. I gotta knock these things on my inventory. What I'm using is Frozen Heart. So using a supercharge summons a snow aura around you that damages enemies caught inside. This is one of those things where if you're not using something often enough, then it's not worth carrying. So if you see yourself using Starfire consistently, it's going to be better. If you're using supercharges almost constantly, then Mr. Freeze is going to be better. It literally has to do with, are you melee? Are you using supercharges a lot? If that's no for both of those, or kind of like maybe, which is really no, then it's not going to be as good for you. And welcome to chat, Drader. But yeah, that's kind of what you have to ask yourself. That's how you can really tell if something's worth it or not. Is how much does your build use it? Does your build utilize it enough? If it doesn't utilize it enough, then it's not going to be good for you. So Unsee says for tanking, I could see. Let me see. I don't think Frozen Heart's going to be great. I could see Chilling Vengeance being good because you can get 3 of the Snow Devils, and if you have Tornado on, then you'll do extra healing because the Snow Devils will go ahead and come up. So when you have a shield up, every time the shield is hit, you have a chance of having a Snow Devil go up. And I mean, now you can have literally a whole loadout of shields. So it's good for ice. You could use that. Yeah. Now, is it great for all tank powers? I don't know. I feel like the ones that already have like good healing like over time don't really need that. But I don't know. I think it's kind of so-so. Like battle tanking, maybe it's good. But I mean, for me, I use the other passive. But just tanking in general, I think you can find better things to work with. I mean, it's a niche, nice concept. But I don't know if it's necessarily like game breaking. I don't think that's the case. I don't know. When it comes to like main tanking, I still swear by future Lex Luthor and Superman, the Superman shield, and Lex Luthor. Chosen says, oh, Unseen says, oh, sorry, I meant battle tanking. I think you could find better things for battle tanking, to be honest. Chosen says, where do I find the purple camo sample at? The what? Find the purple camo sample. Is that like a feat? I don't recognize what it is. Maybe it's like a collection. Or is it like an investigation or something? Because the thing you got to understand is that I have learned a lot in this game and also forgotten quite a bit. So I do need a little bit of a refresher on what you're talking about. Because there's plenty of things some things I got to dig for in my head to figure out what you're talking about. I'm getting rid of Martian Manhunter because he's going to be a problem with his mind control. Ah, that's so annoying. The hammer. I need to get out that hammer. That's so annoying. Oh, wrong. Wait. Where am I going? Okay, so I need to go through this corridor. Alright. Yeah, that is so annoying. The freaking hammer's going off at the same time. I'm still going to take down Manhunter. I don't care. They're not forcing me to do anything else. Jeez, it just my whole loadout is just absolutely destroyed because none of it works. Like none of my loadout works when I get out of mind control. It's like it's all bugged. Like I literally can't use any of it. That's why I'm trying to get Martian Manhunter out so quick, because that just messes my loadout bar up. Alright, John Stewart, you're next. One of them stealing my power, that's for sure. Oh, I guess Hawkworld's going down because I didn't realize she was actually low health. What the? What did I die from? The Flash changed me into a form? Oh, come on. It's part of the concentrated chemical samples investigation. Yeah, I haven't done that in years. I'd have to really look. I know there's a lot of guides online, but other than that, I don't know exactly where to look. The crazy thing is Green Arrow and Flash aren't in the fight. Yeah, I just had no power. Somebody's stealing my power. One of these bosses steal power. That's crazy. Hawkgirl's even knocking Hawkman back. I mean Manhunter back. Alright, let's take out Hawkgirl. Because she's becoming a problem. Alright, she's out. The Flash isn't like a boss in the fight, but he still messes around. There we go. That's the kicker. Yeah, the Hawkgirl hammer is definitely tough. That hit hard, but I think Martian Manhunter was definitely a problem. That's why I wanted him to get out first. And then Hawk Girl. Yeah, definitely Hawk Girl was a problem. Like, I mean, 27-minute run, 3 deaths. Probably could do better. But to be honest, it's like I haven't run this in a while. And this was my first time really doing it solo. Or at least doing the last boss solo. So I had to brush up on that. But yeah. Moo says, is this all elite content, by the way? No, this is regular content. This is regular raids, but it might as well be elite. Regular raids, for the most part, at least the older ones and some of the newer ones, not much of the newer ones, but most of them are like elite if it's one player. It really, like Source Wall is really hard. That could be like a solo elite for like a person. A lot of them, for the most part, you could consider them kind of like an elite for one person. If you were to run an elite raid by yourself, that's like doing Elite Plus but solo. Yeah. So for one person, that's like elite. Let's do my favorite, Ultimate Soldier. Yeah, that Justice League one, definitely on the harder side, just because you have to watch out for the mechanics. You have to be smart about what you do. You can't be afraid to, I hate to say it, you can't be afraid to tuck tail and run a little bit and back up. Or you're going to get yourself killed, which you saw me get killed a few times. I mean, when you're a battle tank, you give up some stats. So you have to be able to work around that, realize what your limitations are and what you have to adjust, right? And then you also got to be just fine with, you know, the idea that you're not going to beat some content, you know what I mean? There's some content you're not going to beat. I mean, that may change over time. You know, and then you'll be like, oh wow, I can solo this now. That'll be a nice little surprise, but you know. I cannot solo Kondak, and it's not for the reasons that you think. I can't solo Kondak because I can't turn the 3 cogs at the wells at the same time. You have to turn 3 cogs at each of the different wells when you start. And, well, there's only one of me, so I can't solo that. I wish I could, but there are some raids that I literally cannot solo because they require team mechanics. And I'm not able to do that. So I can't interact with all the different cogs and stuff at the same time. If it requires me to have multiple different... No, you're not going to get me like that. He caught me monologuing. Yeah. Yeah, if it requires multiple cogs from me to do, I'm obviously not going to be able to do that. No, you're not going to get me with that. He's like, here, stand in the middle of the strafing run, will you? Just stand right there. No, siree. Yeah, they'll slip those right under you. If they'll do that if they can get away with that. Oh, come on. That is so stupid. I know what that was. So, here's a fun thing. If you have your razor go off and Gentleman Ghost puts his reflex shield up, you die. It's dumb, but look at this. I will prove it right here. Gentleman Ghost transferred Iconic Simulations Equilibrium critically damaged Gentleman Ghost for 33,000, which is a lot for this instance, to Iconic Simulation. Iconic Simulation knocked out Iconic Simulation. That is bull. That is absolute bull. I killed myself with my equilibrium just because at that moment, Gentleman Ghost is like, I'm going to put up my redirect shield. That is BS. I am so strong that I take myself out just because this guy wants to throw up a redirect shield just at that moment. That is BS. See, that's something I can't really factor for. That's just dumb luck. Or just bad luck. That's something you can't factor for. So I'm dodging all these strafing runs, and then I have something stupid like that go on. Oh, see, he put that shield. Oh! I swear to God. Okay, guys. Let's look at the log again. I kid you not. Gentleman Ghost transferred Iconic Simulation's equilibrium. Damaged Gentleman Ghost. Sent all that damage back to Iconic Simulation. Iconic Simulation knocked out Iconic Simulation. 2 times in a row. What the hell? Oh, jeez. You know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna restart the instance. I feel like I got some bad mojo. Yeah, you never know when it's gonna go off. Razor just goes off most randomly. Yeah. Yeah. I'm just gonna reset the instance. Just got some bad mojo there. Let's go back in. That's just some BS. That's literal BS. He throws up his shield at just the right moment, and Razor goes bing, bounces off of it, shoots all that damage back at me. Yeah. Yeah. That's why sometimes Gentleman Ghost can be the harder boss in this than the actual soldier, because I can have the soldier beat, have Grundy dead, and then this guy throws up his shield at the very last second and just wipes the run. Yeah, that is such BS, man. Like, that damage should not count. Because, I mean, you see how quickly I got down that Ultimate Soldier. I had him, like, half health in, like, I don't know, like 2 minutes? Yeah, I'm telling you, man. The game's just like... The game's like, no, you can't win. You can't win. You're not supposed to do it this way. You're not supposed to beat us this easily. You can't be this strong. %, the game's cheating. Trying to throw everything it has at me. That's for sure. trying to get me with a strafing run. Oh, his shield had just went down when my razor went off. I avoided death so narrowly with that. His shield had just went down. I saw that. It happened again. So close. Man, my combos are breaking like crazy in here. I'm gonna finish Gentleman Ghost off when I get done with the Ultimate Soldier. Nope, no bomb for me. Alright, Gentleman Ghost, let's go. Let's get this party started. I gotta back up. I think I heard his shield. Bring all my pets out. Because I know that damage at least doesn't count. Nope, no shield. I thought I heard the shield. Because he has like a certain like bling sound that he does. There we go. Tina Lilith says, I make a bet when Stack Clamp goes away, they put a one-shot mechanic in for us. Probably. Yeah. There we go. That's how it should have been. We got rid of the bad mojo there. Much better. That's how it should have been. Much better. And 6-minute run. That's not bad. 6.5 minutes. I've done it in 5, but I'll take 6. It's not bad. Not bad for, you know, the stuff we had going on. Alright, go back to just default. Oh, I think that's an operation. I think I gotta leave this way. Alright. Yeah, the game's looking, they're like, you can't solo this stuff. We can't allow that. We can't have you solo stuff. Let me do the refinery. Yeah, why not? I'm locked, but who cares? Less loot for me to have to worry about moving around in my inventory. Gonna absolutely ignore crypto. I'm just gonna go to every single cog, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, we move on. Sorry, crypto, you're just too slow. Oh, I gotta talk to the dog. Alright. Does it work? No, it doesn't. Alright. Zip lining down the hallway. Nope. Oh, look at that. They all disappear. Amazing. Oh, look at that. Alright, nice. Tiny says it's fun to solo. You don't need to get a group together. Yeah, that's literally the best part. I don't have to wait for a group. I'm self-sufficient. And I know that if I mess up a feat, or I just mess up something in general, that's all on me. That's all on me. That's all my fault. I had some people that were like, "Hey, let's group up. Let's do, because we need that kill the drones to get that feat where you have to kill them within 20 seconds of each other." I'm like, that's literally the only way I can actually do the second boss in the raid, so I have to do it that way. So I'm like, I've been doing the feat the whole time. I've been doing that feat the whole time where you have to kill them within 20 seconds of each other. Otherwise, I'm not finishing that second boss. Like here, I'll show you what I do. That's the only thing. I hate the pushbacks in this raid. I could do without those. I need to back up so that I'm not going to have my razor go off. I'll do a few more ticks of damage like that. Yeah, because I can't have razor kill that golem. All right. But I was telling him, I was like, hey, you could have just asked me. We could have went and duoed it. I said that feat's easy. You don't need to have a whole group for that. I should have a second razor. Alright, I'm gonna move on to this guy. That should be good enough. And then... and let's do a little orbital. Speed it up a little bit. Should have another razor come up here pretty soon. There it is. Okay, so he's low. The only one I really need to get, so circle and square. They're still kind of on the high side. All right, and then squares over here. You know what? I probably won't get the feet, or wouldn't be able to get the feet on this run. Because all those ads are just insane. They're slowing me down like mad. If I had like a shield or something. Ah, geez. Okay. Alright. Yeah, that's not good. That is so annoying. Yeah, because the ads were slowing me down like massively. That's the problem. Ah, crap. Yeah, I should have put a shield on because they were massively slowing me down. Like, a lot. So usually I zipline, but all the ads were just slowing my progress down. Like, I couldn't move very quick, so just time's ticking. I should have just put a shield on. Hindsight's 20/20. Oh, somebody's trying to repair. Ah, crap. I guess I'm just doing this all over again. Playing it so meticulously and it still goes wrong because I got slowed down by all those bots. Well, it usually works pretty good. Just not today. I fully expect for them to try to repair that other bot on the other side. They're gonna try. So, I fully expect to have to redo that one too. I hate the movement. I hate the slow movement in combat. Because you have situations like this where every second counts. And you definitely pay for it. Alright, put my shield up. See, this is how it's supposed to be. There we go. There we go. So much better. Superman made a video of him soloing this raid, and the Sunstone boss with the orbitals was bugged. The boss health went to full health for no reason. I know that in the alert, if you fail the second boss with the orbitals. Yeah, I've seen that happen before, but I know that if you fail on the second boss, it'll put the raid boss in there. So you'll have so much more health and he'll hit much harder. I don't think that's intended. But the thing that's glitchy with this guy is he will put the orbitals out early, so you really have to look at his bar. Because he will spit those orbitals out early. See, his bar's like a third charge. If you see him get to 80% of his bar, you just have to move and let him finish it. Because he will spit them out early, and then you're done. It's over. Like, he's got so much health, you don't want to mess up on this. Look at him. Look, back up, because look, he's already 80, like 70% there. They're just going to charge him out. See? Just give him a second. Just let him get back to 0 on that. Orbital's trying to snipe me out. Just throw up a shield. Got to back up. Just let him finish that. Yeah, just let them finish his meter off. There it is. Because he can spread him out prematurely, and then that's GG. Oh, look at that. Look how quick that was. Like, I didn't even know he had that in him, that he already had built up that much. Constantine should keep some of the ads away at least. And then oh, there he is. Yep, didn't even see that that little arch thing he had going on there. Because it was buried in the floor. Yeah, that's why I went brawling, because I could just lunge back. I think he's got one more orbital strike thing in him. Yeah, let's let him get his off. There it is. Oh, did I finish him? No, I didn't. There we go. Now he's finished. Yeah, it'd be nice to get him as like a combat pet or something. Don't need those. We'll use that. Get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that. Get rid of that, get rid of that. They can't go after you if you were never there. Well, we know this one's going to be a winner. There we go. Oh, wow. What are the odds? No. Right. So it's got to be this one over there. There we go. Yeah, once you turn the cog and if it's the correct one, they all disappear. They all disappear. Alright. Atrocitus and Dexter. Yeah, this fight's not too hard. It's pretty easy. Atrocitus is kind of annoying because he's got the guys that stun. But other than that, it's like it's not bad. It's just annoying. Oh, and his charge. Dear God, that's annoying. I was like, I'm gonna take out that rage construct while he's charging. Might as well. It's like, okay, you knocked me back. I'm just gonna bounce right back to you. Yeah, pushbacks. That's literally the mechanic of this episode. Is just push you back. Let's see how many times we could just knock you back. Yeah, definitely one of my biggest critiques about this is like I just don't like the cheap knockbacks. Like, look at that, another knockback. Stay down, Atrocitus. Stay down. You and your freaking knockbacks. Atrocitus should be back up any moment now. You can hear him in the background once he gets up. There he is. I love how Atrocity is just running off. He's just charging into nowhere. Dex, yep, he's down for the count. Yeah, it looks like my guy's having a seizure every time I'm like jumping on him and he's like doing like up in the air and trying to do knockbacks. Looks like my guy's just flailing around as he's doing that. And that's done. 29-minute run. Definitely a very time-intensive run compared to the other raids we were doing. You know, you go from an Ultimate Soldier or one of the other ones where it's like, oh, I got a... Oh, we just crossed the 4 o'clock mark. Okay, so it reset. Look at that. We'll save that. Wow, it reset. Okay, cool. Tanilo says, even if you block, you get pushed back. Yeah, like nothing you do matters in terms of like the pushbacks. You're gonna get knocked back either way, unless you like, you know, if he's like targeted on you, I think you're pretty much gonna get knocked back regardless. But like, most of the other ones, like you literally have to get out of the spaces or whatever. But they place a lot of those fields and things down so quickly that most of the time you're just getting caught back to back to back. So it's just, I don't know. It is what it is. Just definitely not a fun one because of those pushbacks. That's the only thing. I feel like if they took like half of those out, I think it would be better. Ooh, source wall, 6th dimension. All right, so this will be my last one for the night. The 6th dimensional raid. This will be my last one, then I'll wrap it up. Sixth dimensional. It's a pretty nice raid. I like the anti-monitor. So here's a funny thing that I did on one of the runs. So basically, the boss had like 2% health, and then I made sure to drop an orbital, which you're not supposed to do, by the way. I dropped an orbital, and it makes him drop an orbital in the whole group. And I was tanking, and right as he died, the orbitals went down, and he dropped an orbital down, and basically he basically killed 3/4 of the group as he went down. And so the what is it? The cutscene was going, and everybody had like the rally sign thing on, but everybody saw the cutscene, and then they had their loot. Had their loot come up. We got it on video. It was so hilarious. They're like, "What was that?" And then it just like my friend Buddy and someone else, everybody just roaring laughing. So half the group was already out early on in the fight anyway. And so we were like the last, it was like the last 4 of us that were in there. So yeah. And so then the last of them went down except me, because I was a tank, so I knew what happened. Like, I knew orbitals are going to go down, so I quickly move. Because I was like, okay, this guy's going to go down. Like, it's guaranteed. Like, you know, last percentage of health. And so, you know, orbital goes down, finishes him, but then he finishes off the rest of the group. It was just so hilarious. Everybody, so the people that were outside were busting out laughing, and the other people that were in there were like, "What happened? What happened?" And it was insane. It was hilarious. And then I was like, "Yeah, I dropped an orbital." I was like, "Yeah, I dropped an orbital." And they're like, "I was wondering what that was. Like, why we just got like one shot." I'm like, "Yeah, that's why." I think it was just like regular elite. It wasn't like the critical, which you actually want to go for the feat in critical, I think, where you know you don't use orbitals on them. Yeah, we were just running it to run it, but it was funny. Yeah. Yeah, because I knew in the back of my head, I was like, okay, this boss is done. Like, he's, like, we're not, like, the thing that would be really crappy is, like, drop an orbital on him, he's got, like, 25% health, and you just kill off your whole group, and you're like, well, we got to start this over. Like, that's not as fun, okay? That's not funny, because then it's like, okay, now we have to go from his full health and bring him back down to that. That's not as funny. But I was like, okay, we have this in the bag. You know, so I was like, we got this. You know, so I was like, all right, well, we're going to be fine. Think you're gonna tie me up. That shield's gonna be enough to save you. Try to get them all bunched up. I mean, the Anti-Monitor, he does pretty good damage in this instance. Like, I can't mess around in this instance. Like, this DLC was probably one of the ones that had a much higher difficulty. Like you can't play around in this instance. Like, you will get messed up. Like, even in this fight, she'll mess you up. Part of me wonders if she has like a healing element to her. Yeah, this tying up mechanic's pretty annoying. Yeah, I don't know what that bomb's there for, but I don't want to figure it out. Yeah, I wasn't able to cancel. I'm like, why am I out of power? That's why. Because she caught me right in the middle. Caught me right in the middle of my cancel. There you go. I think I can skip all these ads. The only thing is I gotta book it for the door once he's dead. Or all those ads are just gonna straight up one-shot me. See, that's what the bosses are good for. They'll knock you out of the animation for like orbitals and stuff so that you're not stuck in it. That's that kind of works in my favor. That's definitely something I like. All right. Yeah, but that was close. I don't think it's a one-shot in regular, but I still think it hurts quite a bit. I remember in Elite that Cyborg just one-shotting people if you don't get them in time. I think the pillar that I'm hiding behind is... Oh, nope, never mind. It's not the last one that he does. I know in Elite, if you don't do enough damage and you don't defeat him in time, he'll just break all the pillars and then one-shot everybody. Where I think in regular, the one pillar survives. He doesn't break the last one. Get my Constantine out. Go ahead and end this. Tanya Lilith says, something I wish players would do is pace out when they use their pets instead of all at once. I use them in bursts. I use them all at once when I really need a push, or if I really need to take an enemy out. Like if I'm trying to end a fight, or if there's an enemy that's a problem, and I know they're going to be a problem, they're going to complicate things, and I want to get them out of the fight as soon as possible, I'll use all my pets. So I do mine for a very particular reason. It's to take bosses that are problems and eliminate them as quickly as possible. I feel like the longer that an enemy is up, the higher the chance that they could ruin your run. So that's why I do what I do. This guy, he has a lot of health, and he's going to have the pulls that are going to cause problems, that are going to slow down my progress. So I just want to kind of get through him, to be honest. I just want to get this guy over with. I don't really need the pets. I'm using them for Berserk's damage. Yeah, I don't like how he's standing in that pool. I really got to look at that pool. See, I didn't even realize this guy did pushbacks. He does them, like, so little. Oh, jeez. Here's the stupid pull mechanics. Okay, so I can survive that. I was like, I might as well try. I mean, I figured it was regular, so it shouldn't be too bad. I'm not gonna try it on this one. Because I think that actually does one shot in regular. Come on, get over to your... Oh, come on. I wasn't even near it. Oh, okay. Alright. So it does do a lot of damage. I guess I just had so much healing going on that I literally didn't notice it. Good to know. Alright. So he's done. So now just Anti-Monitor. He's the hardest boss in this raid, in my opinion. Tiny List says, but you're soloing things, yes, and I agree. Yeah. When you're, like, maybe if, like, for DPSing, they'd like the burst damage. But, you know, I feel like as long as you're being strategic with when you use your pets, I think it's fine. But if you're just doing it just to do it, then I just think that's kind of dumb, right? But I think other than that, it's like it shouldn't be that bad. I think this is the first time me doing this since me having Aquatic Arsenal. Let's see if he's gonna backlash. Yep. He tried it, but it didn't work. And I still got my orbital off. Yeah, this is much easier. I think this is. I think I also haven't done this since I had the augments too. The extra healing from the fire augments definitely help. Couldn't get my power back, and then he's kind of just messing with me there. There we go. It should be fine now. I think I can just kill him even if I'm in the corrupted zone. Yeah. There we go. Did we get anything special? No, we did not. Now we'll just toss that out. Well, there we go, guys. It says, and that Razor artifact has been a game changer. 100%. It's really helped with just spontaneous AoE damage. Razor's really good for that. So Razor's really good, but to be honest, with Rage, having Stoke Flames and having Immolation have been really big. Like, Magma Vortex always helped, like, a lot. But now that I've got Magma Vortex and Stoke Flames, it's just insane healing that I'm doing. And then I have Immolation and Redirect Rage I can really use. If it's not really crazy content, you know, like this is more like content that definitely bites at you more. But if it doesn't, I just run Immolation so that I don't have a full shield. And so my Razor will proc as soon as possible because I'm constantly taking damage so that I can heal it. And then I'm constantly dealing damage with that. So there you go. So I appreciate you all for hanging out with me really, really, really late. It's almost 5 o'clock, 15 till, at least my time, Eastern time. So I appreciate you all for hanging out and watching me just kill stuff. And I will see you all in the next one. Laters. And yes, Rage is definitely OP.